Okay, welcome back. I have no idea what episode this is. 10, 11 maybe. I don't know. Somewhere around there.
Double digits? Oh, no way.
I think we're in double digits. But we get to talk about hoops for the first time. Ben's been asking for it for a while, so he's probably excited. But that's also because North Carolina's good, and they got dogs again.
We're good. Not as good as we could be with Seth Trimble now hurt, but that's what happens when a lat pull down machine falls on your forearm. And
that's what happened?
Yeah, it was a workout.
Wild story. Team lift, like normal thing. Seth goes to not even do like a lat pull down. He's just stretching his lat is what the report says. And he starts like pulling the stretch and the whole machine falls down because it's not bolted down into the ground, which is ridiculous. That's absolutely insane. That
I actually didn't even know that part.
Like year and a half old facility too. Like they're lifting in their own facility, like brand new, and the machine's not bolted down to the ground. 4 people had to lift it off of them.
Just little bro activities. That's what little bro be doing.
Elijah Davis, one of them? Probably.
That's what? A team guy.
Say it.
I'm just saying. I think you're gonna be eating your words come February.
I mean, it's a split every year.
It wasn't a split last
year.
Who knows, man?
You're that high on your team already after 2 terrible years back to back.
Who knows, man?
Cooper Davis blows.
Hasn't it been a sweep like 2 out of the last 3 years?
Yeah, just not in our favor.
Yeah, what? For the good guys.
I feel like there was a sweep with how long's Shire been there?
The 4 years.
We swept them in 22.
Ain't that long ago. But we'll kind of jump into some football because there's less to talk about just because last week wasn't a crazy big week. Texas Tech obviously beat the crap out of BYU. I kind of was expecting that to happen. Texas Tech, other than like one weird loss to Arizona State, has pretty much looked untouchable in that conference. So
very true.
They seem like a heavy favorite in that conference now. I mean, I think probably of all of the conferences, they probably have like the biggest favorite of the Power Four in their own conference. I mean, obviously, Ohio State and Indiana are 1 and 2, and then you have A&M and Bama in the SEC, and then the ACC is just a shit show. So I could see like 4 different teams winning that conference. And the Big 12 feels like Texas Tech is kind of just taking control and is up there by themselves. So that was kind of just solidified for what I pretty much thought I already knew for that conference. Last week was just kind of weird. There wasn't really any big games. Shout out to Brandon and Timmy, both going 7-0, which is, I mean, probably we all went positive. Ben went 5-2. I was 6-1, and then you guys were both 7-0. I kind of reached on the Iowa pick because just trying to steal a point.
You almost had it, Smitty.
I almost had it. I was close.
Almost.
I trusted.
Dante Moore didn't want to throw in that wet rain.
I trusted Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah, it was just a sloppy game.
But
Kirko was right.
It fits in what Iowa is just a weird place. Just a normal Iowa.
It's weird. They seem to always get somebody in November too. So this kind of felt like that opportunity. So it felt like they were literally ranked for this week, like solely for that reason, to just trying to kind of like put something more into that game. I think Oregon is obviously a way better team, but weird rain game at home, cold. But not really much else from last week. Obviously, me and Timmy went to the Clemson Florida State game. That is probably of games before the year that have been talked about, probably up there with Penn State, Ohio State as like biggest disappointments of like what games could have been as people looked at about what like before the year. But still a fun game to go to. What was the other matchups from last week? That Vandy Auburn game
Good
was
game. Great game.
Very
was a
good
great game.
Almost had a point there, I think.
Really Auburn's first week where their offense actually showed up, but their defense didn't really help them, which is kind of rare for how they've been playing this year.
Texas A&M looked really good again.
Texas A&M did look really good.
Marcel Reed, baby.
Yeah. And Bama didn't kill LSU.
That was a weird game.
But the defense was very impressive.
Yeah.
Which it like almost felt like Bama, like a little bit of Bama of old with the way that defense played and just kind of like complete shutdown. Like we don't even have to do that.
Yeah.
Do too much.
How bad is LSU's offense though?
Yeah, I mean they're bad. But I mean still.
Indiana scraping by Penn State is worth
Yeah.
mentioning.
That might be with
Another
scenario
game.
with scenario and everything. I mean that drive that Mendoza had was awesome, and then that catch at the end was probably one of the most
catches I think I've ever
of the
seen.
year. For him to be able to get that foot down right there, so that was fun. We were watching that in the tailgate, and we were like, "There's just no way he's going to get a foot down." And then they show the replay, and we're like, "Oh my god, he did!" So,
could remind me of that JSN play.
Yeah.
Rose Bowl.
And then
Not
me and
Rose
Timmy
Bowl.
both like we're watching the Georgia Mississippi State game, and we both at the beginning of the game were like, "This is like I feel like this could be a weird game where like Mississippi State could play them close." And they started off the game really hot, and it was like 7-0, and they had gotten the lead, and then all of a sudden we looked at like 20 minutes later, and Georgia was up like 38-7. So,
yeah,
it was kind of a weird week. There wasn't a ton of big games. Better slate this week, kind of just top to bottom. I think there could be definitely ranked teams, and then also just talking about just some cool matchups that I think might not be on the national radar, but could be fun. The one that you guys are going to this weekend, I think will be a really interesting game. Now I would say that I think you're probably going to win it because unless UVA's quarterback miraculously is going to end up playing, which I just don't see happening.
Philip Shaw, he plays.
And without him, I just don't think that their offense will ever get anything going. And if Duke's defense is kind of their issue, so not really worried about the offense.
Kinda. Our defense is terrible.
But so I think that'll be interesting. Kind of big game left in the ACC. Obviously.
I mean, there's a lot on the line for sure.
Yeah. There's still so much to be figured out. We kind of talked about, I had sent y'all a text earlier about just.
We have to win out to make it to the ACC championship.
Yeah. And there's
what about the playoffs?
Which is possible.
The playoffs.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to get there. Like, just give me the ACC championship. Like, I don't. Duke football like really shouldn't be in playoff talks yet, so I'm killing that now. Just give me the ACC championship.
Yeah, I mean I like the doomsday scenario where Duke wins out the regular season, 8-4 going to the ACC championship, wins the ACC, and then it could be a real discussion if Tulane and JMU both went out, because obviously Tulane's got head-to-head over Duke, which matters. And JMU would be 12-1, and is of those three teams is the only one that's ranked right now. So, obviously anything could happen in the American. USF could end up winning that conference. That would make things a little bit different just because they have got obviously also got some losses. I think it would also be say something if Duke does go on and win their next. What is it?
4.
That would including the AC championship would be 4 games.
Yeah.
So that would say something about kind of just playing well and winning 4 games in a row. They'll probably find a way to end up being ranked at that point, I would hope. So, I don't know, kind of interesting. But the other, like the bigger games for this week, we got 3 of them, maybe 4. But the big 3 is the Texas-Georgia game, the Notre Dame-Pitt game, and the Oklahoma-Alabama game. Obviously, the Oklahoma-Alabama game feels like a little bit like of a revenge game for what happened last year. I think a lot of those Bama players are going to be thinking about that, especially getting them at home. And, I mean, last year it kind of killed their season. I feel like they probably would have ended up in the playoff if they win that game. So they probably got a little bit of revenge on their mind, just trying to finish well. They've obviously had a great year up till this point. After losing week 1, and then the one thing with the Pitt Notre Dame game, did you guys see Pat Narduzzi's comments?
Yeah. So such a terrible mindset. Terrible mindset.
I saw something and it was like, this is why like this guy needs to just coach at Pitt and never go anywhere else.
If I was a player, I'd be kind of pissed at my coach. I'm not
asking if it's a must-win game, and he's just like, no. He's like, we could lose by 100, but if we win the next 2 games to go to the ACC championship, like that's all that matters.
That kind of irked me. I like inside.
I 100% agree that it's a terrible thing for a coach to say. Also saying that, I think losing this game helps them play better against Georgia Tech in the following week.
I mean, I don't think it's necessarily I don't think he's wrong. I'm not necessarily saying that he's wrong. Obviously for them, like Pitt, I think if they win out, even if they were to win out, like they still would have to win the ACC to go to the playoff, or like that. If they win out and don't go to the ACC championship, either way, I think that is still probably the most important thing to them, because that's the only pretty much all of the ACC teams, that's their only way to try to get into the playoff.
Pitt absolutely 100% has to win the ACC championship to be in the playoff. They aren't going to get in that large. So based on how their schedule is gone.
So I don't necessarily think he's wrong, but if I was a fan also, I'd be like, oh, why do I care?
No.
I mean, you got College Game Day coming. It's probably the biggest game that Pitt's had at home in a while.
Probably since they played you guys in that game where Kate Klubnik had that running touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, last year they were, I don't know, 7-2 or something, and
wow.
But I mean, this is Game Day is going to be their top 10 team. Clemson wasn't ranked in the top 10 last year when we played them. So, I mean, it doesn't seem right that before one of the biggest games that your school's had in years.
No, I heavily disagree with the statement. But
probably 2 biggest games.
I think they're going to get killed.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, I do too. I don't think it's going to be very close.
Especially after his statement, it kind of makes you think that he's not going to go all out for a win. He's not going to risk having somebody get hurt. Obviously, if you're not risking somebody having get hurt, you're not going to pull out your big plays.
Yeah.
If you pull out your big plays, you're not putting yourself in a position to win.
No, and I think Notre Dame's good. I mean, they obviously have 2 losses, but they have 2 good losses.
2 good losses that they played well in both games, and they've played
8 straight.
In my opinion, very well since, obviously against some slightly lesser opponents here and there.
7 straight now.
I think they've looked good in their wins. They're squeaking by teams.
Yeah. But obviously the other 2 games that have real playoff implications, Georgia, Texas, and Oklahoma, Alabama.
Yeah.
We kind of talked a couple weeks ago, at least me and Brandon had talked about it, that kind of Texas, a get right game, in that game where they had found a way to beat Mississippi State and kind of put them in a good spot, and they go in, they play well against Vandy. This is a game that kind of it's make or break at this point. They can't really lose another game, but they're by no means out of the SEC championship race. I think they're obviously plenty talented. They're playing better and kind of more toward what we thought they were. I think their ranking is still a little high. But if you can, I mean, they got 2 big games left, and one of their losses out of conference, and there's only one SEC team that hasn't lost yet, and they play them. So, and they play them at home in the last game of the year in A&M. So, they kind of got everything in front of them. They're going to be playing hard. I don't know that they got enough for Georgia, but I think
for me, I think if they win this game, they kind of they take it and they beat A&M and they go to the SEC championship and stuff like that. But if they don't win this game, I think it's kind of their season.
Yeah, I think they got to be playing.
I think that's kind of the spot they're in right now.
Yeah, I think they got to be when they get to that A&M game. I think they got to be playing with everything on the line to kind of put the pressure on it, because at that point they'll also, I think, I'm not positive, but I think based on tiebreaker, the winner of that game would go to the SEC championship and the loser would miss. if Texas wins out and Bama wins out, and I think Ole Miss is the other one. I think that A&M would end up being the odd man left out, even with being 11-1. So I think they kind of got to get to that game playing at home with everything on the line to have that chance. So I think Georgia probably has too much for them. I kind of agree with you. I don't think they'll end up beating A&M at that
Especially
point.
at home, Georgia at home.
Yeah. And I think the Alabama-Oklahoma matchup is really interesting, but with it being at Alabama just makes
I just think Alabama's rolling. Like I think there's just two teams that are kind of going in opposite directions. Not saying Oklahoma's like really going downhill, but like obviously their last couple weeks after like the loss to Texas and just kind of like how that kind of just derailed them a little bit, kind of killed their momentum.
I mean, they beat Tennessee a couple weeks ago.
No, I know, but I just think that loss kind of killed them. And John Mateer hasn't played as well since coming back from that injury.
Yeah.
I just think Alabama's just rolling. I think
I think that Alabama and Tennessee are in a different tier.
I agree. Actually, I don't know. That's Tennessee, man. Tennessee.
Well, you just like Tennessee. But yeah, so that's kind of all I got on football. Obviously picks will be coming out this weekend, but just trying to save a little time because I think we can get into some more hoops.
Last thing I'll say is I've agreed pretty much with the college football rankings so far. The first two.
Yeah, I actually think that they're pretty good. It is interesting to see how high all the ACC teams are ranked. Yeah, especially after last week.
They really just screwed themselves last week. Like even Duke's loss, which isn't really important at all.
It's a bad look.
In terms of ACC standings, like it's not a bad loss. But it's just like
it's a bad look on the
god awful loss.
Yeah.
God awful.
But like Pitt feels like a team that's just ranked because they play Notre Dame this week and they're just trying to kind of build that game up a little bit. Kind of what I said about Iowa. Obviously Louisville's still ranked, but that was a bad loss. UVA is still ranked, but that was a bad loss, and they lost their quarterback. Yeah. And then Miami's just sitting there as the highest ranked ACC team at 7-2. But I got no trust in them. Like, and they're the odd man looking out when it comes to the ACC championship if any of these teams win out. So,
if the season ended today, who's in the ACC championship? Miami and Georgia Tech?
No, Georgia Tech and UVA.
Oh, okay.
I believe.
That's another thing I don't get. All the way back to second game of the year?
Yeah, it would be Georgia Tech. It would be Georgia Tech. Well, technically, it's a 5-way tie between Georgia Tech, UVA, Pitt, SMU, and Duke. Louisville and Miami both have 2 conference losses, so they need all those teams to lose. Obviously, Pitt and Georgia Tech play each other. Yeah, and UVA and Duke play this week.
I think do we play SMU or no?
Yes, I think you do play No, you don't.
We played them last year, son.
You got UVA.
But SMU plays Louisville. They still have that left. And then obviously Georgia Tech plays Pitt, but then they play Boston College. So
Pitt also plays Miami.
So yeah, Pitt's the one that plays everybody.
Yeah.
They play Georgia Tech and they play Miami. Miami needs
Duke needs help to get.
If Duke beats UVA and Georgia Tech beats Pitt, I don't know what the tiebreaker is between. Obviously, Georgia Tech's ahead of Duke because they beat them.
Georgia Tech would have 2 conference losses.
No, if Georgia Tech beats Pitt.
Sorry.
I beats UVA.
Georgia Tech. No, if Georgia Tech beats Pitt, Georgia Tech's going to be in.
Yes, they will because they have the tiebreaker over Duke.
SMU, Georgia Tech, because I really do think that SMU is going to beat Louisville at home.
Well, yeah, but Louisville's 4-2 anyways.
So but you need SMU. If SMU loses, then they're out of that spot.
Yeah.
Okay, dumb question here. Just trying to simplify things for my small brain. It really just comes down to crazy that I'm saying this. Duke, no offense to Pitt, but if they play everybody, like I don't have confidence in them winning
shot in
those
them
games. So like it
against
comes down to
Virginia and
Duke,
Miami.
Georgia Tech, and
SMU.
So I'm not really worried about Pitt. I mean, that could come back to bite me, but I need Louisville to beat SMU, and then like we win out, we're there.
If Louisville beats SMU,
We're complicated over text.
Either one of those.
Wait, this isn't good though, because now my expectations are starting to climb.
well, it all starts with you guys having to win. Also,
You do need to win all 3 of those games.
Well, I mean, I have full confidence. Like, if UVA's quarterback was playing, I think I'd feel very different about this game this weekend.
yeah,
How they looked after he got hurt was like just like that. I mean, they had no flow, no rhythm, no anything on offense after he went out of the game, at least from my perspective of that game. No offense. So that's this week. Next week, we play Carolina. It is at Carolina.
that doesn't
Probably
matter.
be
There's-
there.
I don't think that means absolutely anything.
We'll probably be there, so that will be a great time. But
It's-
I mean, just like
You can pull the most Duke thing ever and come lose. that game.
100% most Duke thing
It would
ever.
be hilarious.
But like, if you just look at like the teams and what they've done this year, we're expected to win that game.
100%.
Same thing goes for Wake Forest, even though they've been frisky this year, beating some teams that they shouldn't have beat. If
Like
you
Virginia.
look like Virginia, like going into this year. So like to me, like
well, and they beat SMU.
if you just
Yeah.
look at it,
And
like those are 3 projected wins for us. Those should be 3 wins for us. Can we pull a Duke like we've done when we have pressure on us and just play god awful and have like bad penalties and stuff? Wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. But I think it's there for their taking. Like none of those teams are better than you, if that makes sense.
I think Virginia's the least worrisome game of those 3 because I think you don't have to worry about Chandler Morris at all.
I think Wake.
No,
Don't we play Wake at home?
no, you play Wake on the road.
No, they play Wake at
No,
home.
I
you're
think
right.
it's at home. I'm
All
pretty
3
sure
years
it's
are at home. All 3. No.
No, UNC.
Mm,
It's home
UNC's
away
at-
home.
Yep, there we go. That's right.
But like to me, like
we play Wake on the road.
I think once you get over it, I was about to say this, but
Well,
it makes me
You
think.
just gotta with Wake. You just gotta stomp on.
Well,
it.
I
You
was gonna
gotta-
say-
you gotta put the gas.
what I was
down,
gonna
you
say
can't
is,
stop.
but like I like immediately had a second thought was to me like if you win these 2 games with Virginia and UNC, then I feel like the pressure kind of hops off your back. Where like we kind of like UVA the ranked team and Carolina like the rival.
Yeah.
Like we won the 2 big ones. So like, oh, the third one, like you just go out and do it. But
Fair.
it also makes me think like, oh, we won the 2 big ones, we're chill.
This way, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like fuck.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Pitt. I kind of want them to have a chip on their shoulder going into Georgia Tech, like getting
They
stomped
play
by
so
Notre
wait,
Dame.
Pitt's last 3 games are
Notre Dame,
Notre
Georgia Tech,
Dame,
Miami.
Georgia Tech. Oh wow, that's brutal.
I kind of want them to go get stomped and come into the Georgia Tech game like we got something to prove. Like that was a playoff team. Now
But
we're
he-
gonna play
I-
another playoff team. Like we got.
I could see them.
I
I
think
could
that's
see them
motivating.
beating Miami.
I think
they-
I don't think
think
the
they're
coach's
motivated,
comments
yeah.
helps with their motivation.
Yeah,
but
no, not at all.
I could see them beating Miami. They get them at home, and like Miami is just weird, and like in a game that will most likely be cold.
Yeah.
Um,
That could happen, but I cannot see them going and
play
beating
at
Georgia
Georgia
Tech.
Tech?
it is.
They play at Georgia Tech.
in Atlanta.
That may yeah, I like Georgia Tech. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's really become a 5-team race. Both Louisville and Miami need a lot of help.
Crazy that Miami needs a lot of help because I mean, yeah, they're a little weird, but like they're probably the best team, right? Like can
They're
we all agree on that?
probably
Denver
the most
sort of
talented.
has
I would
it.
say Georgia Tech's probably the best team.
You think so?
I think Miami is the most talented team.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I think it's like them two are like the 2 best teams in the group of what 7 we just listed.
I mean Miami. It's 7th in the standings.
Yeah, like I mean they
They've stumbled.
beat
They just
Notre
stumbled.
Dame, beat who else did they beat at the beginning of the year?
I mean it's just all their big wins that were out of conference.
Yeah,
Beat Florida.
they got a big win over South Florida, but that doesn't really that helps them because
Yeah.
South Florida's projected CFP team right now. But
But like obviously the Florida State win isn't very doesn't look very impressive. The Florida win doesn't look very impressive.
I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole. I was just trying to work it out in my brain.
But they also kind of got a weird sleeper game this week, which they're favored by a lot, and I don't see them losing. But they play NC State this week, and NC State's kind of feeling themselves a little bit coming off that big win against Georgia Tech. So, and CJ Bailey, as much as I hate NC State, is good. Like,
They're pretty good.
So, like that, I just think that could be that offense can put up points. That NC State offense. So,
Yeah,
Carson Beck's gonna be tested a little bit, but I mean, yeah, it's the ACC is just such a shit show. Before the year, people looking and saying that Clemson is 3-4 and Florida State is 1-5 in conference.
That's crazy. Good thing we're a basketball conference, right?
Yeah,
We are a basketball conference.
And Miami is sitting at 7th in the standings.
We're a soccer conference.
Not
actually.
last year. We
at
went
3-2.
Yes.
Hey, the ACC is like 39-1 right now. So in basketball,
I don't really want to at all.
Straight.
No. What starts, man? I got fucking
9 straight.
over here
9
talking.
straight.
the ACC is 39-1 in basketball right now. What did he just do? Brandon, what did you just do?
I made it obvious, Smitty. You're gonna have to clip that out. You're gonna have to clip these last like 30 seconds out.
I mean, most likely if
Sorry,
he wasn't,
I ruined it, but
most likely if he wasn't talking, I'm not going to see it anyways.
What happened?
Yeah, if he doesn't, it only records who's talking.
well, you're gonna have to cut this conversation then.
No, I don't. We haven't mentioned anything of what it was. I get it now, but I understand. Yep, there it goes.
Sorry, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Well,
that.
we're good.
Let's just go to basketball.
Let's just go to basketball.
So let's start with some of the games from last night. How about that? What about the late night game last night? How about we start there? Yep, there's a hand of accountability. Brandon was really high on Creighton.
My God, it's my God.
Yeah.
Same thing with Tennessee football.
Yeah. That's
Same
your
thing with
guy.
Tennessee.
That's
I
your
woke
guy.
up, saw the score. I saw the
Fucking
score. I
stop.
was like, oh, we'll get him next
Lost by,
time.
what was it, 90-63?
I don't even know what the final score
It was a
close.
big margin.
It was close at half. Close. That didn't matter in the end though.
Yeah, they got walloped.
I told Brandon this. I really think the Big East is about to have a pretty big down year for how good the Big East has been in recent years.
Yeah, I
Roster turnover, and I think that's going to really hurt a lot of teams, especially some of those like middle tier teams like Marquette, like Providence, Xavier. I think those teams are going to really, really struggle come tournament time to find themselves even on the bubble, much less getting an at-large bid with some of the schedules that they have to run through. I think you're going to find UConn, St. John's, both at the top there. Obviously, Creighton's going to be decent, but I don't think Creighton's going to be anywhere near as dominant as we've seen them in the past.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff about Georgetown. Being solid.
They've continually gotten better over the past couple of years, which is good to see. They've probably got a more consistent roster than about anybody else in the Big East outside of those top three, which is a good look for them. But like pretty much everybody at the bottom of that conference is going to stay at the bottom of that conference. Like Seton Hall is not going to be very good again.
Too bad Georgetown has to play Clemson this weekend.
Shut up.
Yeah, let's talk about roster turnover with Clemson. How about that?
We have one returning player. One returning player that played minutes last year.
You didn't want to try and get another year out of Shefflin. He went to play football instead.
He went to play football. He doesn't do anything.
Then got a DUI.
He did get a DUI.
Yeah.
We
How
have a
did he
set
get
for him.
DUI?
We have a formation for him where we put we just single him out, and they've done it in I don't know, probably 6 games, and they just throw him they have it set up to throw him a fade ball, but they've only run it once or they've run it twice, and both times he's gotten PI called on him. So
on him,
he's gone up and the guys just grabbed him.
Wow. That's how you know you suck. You're just doing plays like that. Dabo's like, season's over. Let's fucking throw the basketball player out there for a fade.
I mean, Peter Woods our defensive tackle has 8 rushing touchdowns this year.
Holy shit, I didn't know that. Damn, Smitty.
You guys are a shit show, bro. Let's get back.
But we've done that. I mean, we've done that going back years. Christian Wilkins had 4 his senior year at Clemson. The fridge started that at Clemson. We've done that with defensive tackles.
Yeah, right. The fridge.
Yeah.
Clemson this, Clemson that. Let's get back to some of the
real basketball.
Basketball schools.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make that
Speaking
rhyme.
of real
right there.
basketball
That was
schools,
so sick.
the Kentucky Louisville game yesterday was sick.
Yes, it was.
Very, very fun watch. Really thought Kentucky was going to pull that out. I think so.
Yes, you did. You were
really?
the only one.
Yeah, you got a point there. Smitty got a point with his Illinois pick.
No. I changed to Illinois.
No, you didn't.
So did I. I said Illinois.
Yes, I did. I changed to Illinois, but kept Arizona.
Smitty, say it.
No, you did
Yes,
not.
I sent the
You
text.
said, Smitty, give me Illinois if nobody else has Illinois.
Yeah, but I'm switching to Illinois, but keeping Arizona.
Ah, shit. He's right. Oh, shit. I say we don't reward that at all.
I know. Whoa, I sent that. I sent that before any of the games.
Nah.
Wait, this is. Hold up. I gotta check the time.
132.
You were about to flip.
It's within. It is within. It is within the time.
Wow.
That's a
soft ass commissioner.
Let's go.
Soft ass
Because I was.
I mean, I gotta go by my words. I said, Brandon, you have 5 minutes. Then I'm posting it if you want to change, and I didn't.
Well, I want to change my pick to Illinois now too. How about that?
You didn't. That's not within the 5
I mean,
minutes.
this is blasphemy for Ben.
How are you gonna tell him what he identifies as? I identify as an Illinois picker.
Boy, that was close. We're giving that to me, right, Smitty?
Yeah, that it's within the time.
I mean, because I was talking about switching from Arizona to UCLA.
Yeah, that I must
But
have just missed it.
I stayed Arizona, but switched from Texas Tech to Illinois.
I think I just saw that you had stayed Arizona and just hadn't really paid attention to it because I did send a text saying that you had 5 minutes and that was within 5 minutes.
We all make mistakes, Smitty. And in this case, you made the mistake. I didn't. I picked Illinois.
The only thing that I want to talk about that Kentucky and Louisville game is just like I guess two things. They kind of go together. The guard play and then the 3-point line. Louisville chucks the shit out of the ball. Every time down the floor, they're trying to get a shot off. And it was not high percentage from the 3-point line, but damn, that shit worked.
But I mean, they have some guys that are going to shoot high percentage though, because they got McNeely.
Yeah.
And that freshman is
Mikael Brown is disgusting. I mean, he was just taking over there in the last 4 minutes.
You throw in the 22-year-old freshman from Germany that's 6'11". That dude's one of the best big men that I've seen. That's just obviously, I mean, he played 4 years of professional basketball in Germany, which the fact that that's allowed is crazy. But
this is sorry to cut you off. Slightly off track, but I'll get it back to college basketball. I was kind of pissed with the Celtics and how they did their roster. No, listen. How they did their roster management and new ownership getting us below taxes and everything. Because now we're gonna suck this year. I'm A-okay sucking this year because this draft class of freshmen is going to be insane.
I think it's gonna be one of the best draft classes we had in the past
I don't know if
5-10 years.
I don't know if they're all gonna pan out, but their college careers being 1 year, they're all gonna have insane college years this year.
I mean, there's gonna be a ton of insane athletes at the top of this draft.
I mean,
class.
you got the big three with I don't know how to say his name.
Debansa.
Debansa.
AJ.
And Bruiser, and then the guy at Kansas, Darren Peterson, and then Caleb Wilson's good.
Good. He's great.
Mikael Brown is good. The guy from Virginia Tech from Greece, he's nasty.
Old white boy.
Yeah.
You can just keep going.
No, it's pretty wild. Just the amount of talent. And obviously Debansa reclassed up and was still all the way up there. I think he's probably leading, I'd still say. Just because I think his ceiling is so high with his body type and just how he literally looks like Kevin Durant on the basketball court. So I think but it's one of the most talented class of freshmen because it's just everybody. I mean, even Clemson, who doesn't recruit basketball, has a freshman who's not going to be as high as those guys, but we have a freshman this year that's going to play a ton.
Well, even outside of just that freshman class, you look around and you've got a ton of guys that have been at schools for 3 or 4 years that are making a significant impact. Like Purdue has Fletcher Lawyer, and Braden Smith. Bama's got a Phylon, who's a sophomore now, or is he a junior?
No idea.
He's either a sophomore or a junior.
Business.
JT Toppin. Yeah, they got business.
Business.
Sorry, Timmy. That's my fault, man.
Aiden Holloway.
You disrespect your boy like that. Cohen Carr, like just up and down.
Chad Baker Mazzara.
Yeah.
That guy's still playing college basketball.
24.
He sucks though.
He does. Well, he doesn't suck, but I just don't like that guy.
No, he sucks.
You could be the best player in the country if you're that old. I feel like it just doesn't count.
Yeah, I know. Cadeau at Michigan.
No, we don't need to talk about that. That motherfucker sucks.
But I mean, I think Ian Jackson could have a big year at St. John's.
Could.
His offense is just not.
Well, he's just a one-on-one guy.
Yeah, he's an ISO ball guy.
But like it's just not.
I think it's a little bit crazy. Well, no, I won't say that. No, I will say that. I think it is a little bit crazy that Michigan's ranked as high as they are right now. I know that's a little bit of recency bias with their close loss or their close win last night over Wake Forest.
That was a bad game.
But I still like that is a pretty much brand new team.
Yeah, but I think you could say that for a lot of those teams
together, and a group of guys that hasn't experienced massive success together. Like,
yeah, but I think you could
look
say
up and
that
down the lineup.
for a lot
Like,
of
you don't have guys that have been past like a Sweet 16 into a Final Four.
Yeah, but think about how good Louisville looked last night, and they really have one key returner.
That's fair. That's fair.
And it was Javon Hadley, who was not anywhere near their best player last year.
I don't think my argument is that they don't have any key returners. I think my argument is that they don't have any guys that came in that have experienced success to the level that warrants them being ranked 6th in the AP. Like Elliot Cadeau.
I think it's all just a matter of if they kind of go work together. I mean, obviously, I think
that better myself.
Louisville is the exact same, is an example of the exact same as probably why they weren't ranked as high when talent wise they probably have. I mean, you got McNeely. I mean, obviously he was at UVA, but UVA didn't do anything while he was there. And then their other two best players, at least that I thought about watching that game last night, whereas obviously the freshman and the big guy. And it's both their first years. So I think it's that's kind of another interesting team. But Kentucky brought a lot back, and then their best players last night were not even the ones that were there last year that were doing anything. Oweh was not their best player last night.
No, he was not.
Not their best, but I thought he was one of their better players last night.
He's still one of their better players. I mean, he still was a preseason All-American. Don't get me wrong; he's a good player. But shout out Colin Chandler. That guy can shoot the rock. That guy was just throwing it up from everywhere last night for a 5-minute stretch, and I don't think he hit the rim. Plus, he posted.
Hey, Evans. I'm you want to see somebody chuck up a 3, turn on a Duke basketball.
It's
Isaiah
possession ends with me, Evans.
I'm good with it. He's shooting 50%. So
good for that guy. But and then I guess we can kind of look ahead to this week. Obviously, those 3 matchups. But coming up, some big ones too.
We got
top 10 matchups.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Purdue, Alabama at
Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
I mean, Alabama's just going to put up 100 points a game. That's just what it feels like that they're just going to do. That's what they did last year. I feel like they're just going to keep doing that. Nobody has really shown the ability to consistently stop that offense. Just with how quick they play and just the talent that they have on the perimeter shooting wise and how many threes they shoot and just how many possessions they get. Nobody's shown they can stop that offense. Obviously, Purdue is probably the most experienced roster in the country. And and they've been there and they've won, and obviously Braden Smith is a hell of a player, but that'll be a really fun matchup. I mean, I think could go either way. I'm leaning Alabama because they're playing at home, but that matchup feels like it could go either way.
Big question here. Do you guys think NATO's system can win a national championship?
I mean, defense is always going to play some sort of like aspect of it when you get to the NCAA tournament, because nobody is going to shoot, like nobody as a whole team is going to shoot perfect for an NCAA tournament. It's just not going to happen. I don't think it ever has. You'll have individual players that'll go on crazy runs, and that can help you. Obviously, Walter Clayton last year was kind of an example of that.
Think back to a Purdue team that had that with Carson Edwards.
And then they eventually ran out. Like, I mean, it's just defense is going to play a big part in it, and it's played a part in pretty much every team that's been able to go on. You have to have kind of that game and that guy that can go get that stop. So I don't know if it is. Obviously, I think that if they, on the night that Alabama shoots well, they can beat anybody they play. It doesn't really matter whether they can stretch that together for 7 straight games and win an NCAA tournament. I'm not so sure, but I mean, I think it's possible. I'm not going to count it out with the talent that they have. I think I don't know. I think there's a lot of systems that have gone on to win national championships just because they've just out-talented so many people.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I guess like to me, like are the best basketball recruits, like truly like the best basketball recruits going to Alabama. I just don't think they are quite yet. But like, I was only saying that to your last point, but like I want, to me, like they're in a position where like their system is so different, so efficient, and so good on offense, and like I want them, like I think they're in a good position, and I want them to like succeed in the tournament because I just think it's fun watching them play basketball.
Oh yeah, they're one of the most fun teams to watch play basketball because they just run the whole game.
Constant, yeah, it's constant action. They're up and down the floor as fast as possible, but it's not just like dribble drive to the basket every time. Like it's find an open look and go. And even if it's contested, like you trust the shot, they're going to take it. We're going to get a look at whether or not that can sustain like an entire tournament run with these next few games here.
Yeah.
Because they've got Purdue, Illinois, and Gonzaga back to back to back. So,
and they already played
St. John's. And that
I'm not
was
excited.
103 to 96. So
Clemson has to go down there and play at Alabama, and that's not going to be very fun.
Alabama's got an insane non-conference schedule.
So does BYU.
BYU does as well. BYU plays UConn this weekend, and then I don't really know how it goes after that. I won't lie, but I can find out.
I mean, they have I remember looking. Clemson plays BYU and Alabama. That's why I've looked at both.
Maybe it's Clemson with the insane schedule.
Really, we don't. I mean, that's really it.
Yeah, I mean, BYU's got UConn and Wisconsin back to back on Saturday, and then next Friday they've got Clemson at home, or maybe that's a neutral site.
It's an MSG.
Why that's so weird?
Clemson, why are you playing an MSG?
Outside of that, they've got Miami, but then the rest of their non-conference is exactly how it's been. It's been like low major.
I think Duke's gonna have a top 5 non-con.
Yeah, they always do though, because you just play.
Not as much with K as they do with Shire.
Yeah,
I mean this year. I mean we played.
I'm kind of proud of what Clemson scheduled this year because it'll just be fun for non-conference. We play Georgetown, West Virginia, Alabama, BYU, South Carolina, and Cincinnati, which is not like
Cincinnati gonna come in there and whoop that ass, son. Wes Miller, learn the name.
But so I mean, it's not like obviously Alabama and BYU are big teams, but like so it's not necessarily anywhere near like top, but obviously big for Clemson. But it sucks because not a single one of them is at home. So,
dang it, man.
Yeah, I would love to go to one. Clemson doesn't play because this is our second year having tickets to basketball. And the only like big home game that we play is Louisville. The whole year. We play at North Carolina, at Duke, at Bama, at Georgetown. So I'm excited. I think our basketball team actually. I know we don't need to get into it. Our basketball team, just watching it, we got a ton of transfers, but if they can figure out how to play together, we definitely have talent. We literally got two guys that one of them is like Ian Shefflin. Like that's how he plays. He's like a mid-major version of Ian Shefflin. Like he just tries to get rebounds and is on the ground.
He's the most annoying basketball player of all time.
Yeah, pretty much.
You
But
just
this guy's
admit
got
that your
way, this guy's
ACC
got way
basketball
better
team has
hops
a
than
mid-major
Shefflin did.
player on it.
What, Timmy?
Did you just admit that your ACC basketball team that you say has a good chance of being good has a good mid-major player on it?
I mean, yeah, that's what Clemson. That's how Clemson ends up being decent at basketball.
All right, bro, my bad. Jeez.
We get mid-major transfers. That's what our roster is this year. We took like the Utah Valley Conference Player of the Year, the third guy from Utah, and Nevada's best player, and that's our big three.
This is off topic, but I cannot wait for baseball season to talk about Utah Valley because every video that I've seen on their Twitter is just random dudes chucking 97, which is sick. They also, Daniel Dickinson came out of Utah Valley and played at LSU last year. They have another kid that transferred out this past year to go play at some big Power 4, which will be fun to talk about when we get there. I don't remember where he went, but it's like top 10 transfer out of the portal again. So Utah Valley is doing something right player development wise.
Timmy, you know what we were talking about before the episode?
What were we talking about?
With Smitty and Ben?
What?
About like what who said it at the tailgate, Smitty?
Oh, my sister.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that just proves our point.
Yeah, big time.
I
We'll
wasn't here.
fill you in. We'll fill you in. Yeah, we'll fill you in.
That's a tough look.
No. It's actually it's not bad, but
Let's go.
It's kind of a compliment. It's like a backhanded compliment.
yeah, that great way of putting it. Backhanded compliment, 100%. Yeah, but we didn't say it. It was Smitty's sister.
That makes everything okay.
And like we're not gonna repeat it.
Oh, there you go. There you go. He finally picked his head up.
There we go.
Well, other games this week. Obviously, we kind of talked about BYU. That BYU UConn game. I don't know. I feel like I just don't know quite enough about BYU yet to
I got distracted. Yeah,
feel confident picking them to beat UConn.
It's a massive benefit that game is on the East Coast for UConn.
Yes.
I think it helps them a lot with not having to travel as far. They're going to have a little bit more of that crowd for sure. And then BYU is young, like they're inexperienced. Traveling to the East Coast to play in that game, I think it's going to hurt them more than it will hurt UConn having to make that small trip.
Yeah. I also I obviously knew about the Bansta, but I didn't know that the Baylor point guard, the guy that played high school with Cooper Flagg, I didn't realize he had also transferred to BYU, which that guy's a good player. So it'll be interesting. I kind of expected them, or was like thinking with all the preseason hype, that they beat Villanova a little bit more than they did. And then I thought obviously they won the game, but I didn't think they looked as good as like top 10 team in the country right now. I still think they're a good team, but
Robert White at the bottom.
yeah, Robert Wright. But I think this will be an interesting game. Obviously, it'll be kind of AJ's biggest test.
Yeah, I think also UConn's system is like a good test for him. Just like physicality, good defense, like that kind of like Dan Hurley like mentality. Like, oops.
Homecoming for Devon.
I just think that's like a good matchup for him to have. Good test.
Yeah. I think we went UConn across the board. The Arizona UCLA game.
We all went Arizona, which I think is a little surprising given that the game is in Los Angeles.
I mean, yeah, but I thought Arizona looked looked like having an argument for being like the number one team in the country.
Oh yeah, they look phenomenal against Florida.
Timmy, who does Arizona have that UCLA doesn't?
Let me make sure I'm saying his Jaden Bradley.
Attaboy.
Nice, attaboy.
Killed it.
And
I
well,
locked him up in
the
middle
freshman
school.
big guy in that game was ridiculous.
Talking about Koa Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why the other guy left. He knew he wasn't going to play.
yeah.
He looked pretty good so far this year, though.
Yes, he has.
Hate to say that, but
Yeah, hit a couple of threes against Kansas, and then had a sick reverse dunk alley oop. It was sick for a white guy.
North Carolina still sucks.
love that from you, Smitty.
That's
Absolutely-
hurtful.
Absolutely
very
love that from you, Smitty.
Wow.
And the fact that you guys, the whiteout for Kansas is fine, but the fact that you guys did a blue out for Radford,
I don't know if the blue out was like our thing or not, because the whiteout was not.
I think it was.
Like,
no, I think both of them were just Caleb Wilson, which
Yeah,
is fine.
pretty sure
I was
both
saying, pretty
of
sure it
them
was just
were Wilson,
Caleb Wilson.
and by this point, our marketing team is just like, okay, we'll go with it.
Wait, Caleb Wilson.
Oh yeah, he's like pulling like
He
a
just
full
tweeted like wear white.
we're white out this game, blue out this game. Like he just posted on Instagram and people do it.
Well, I will say,
Actual
say
whiteout, like
for
that
the-
game we went to.
No, it was pretty white when we were at the Kansas game.
I don't know if you can say that.
It's
Elaborate.
Let's be honest.
But no, the Radford game, it was kind of the same thing, but then like the program teamed up with and they gave out like 2,500 free blue t-shirts.
Yeah, that's what my mom said, is that Caleb posted the whiteout thing and they were like, oh, we didn't know we were doing this. Let's just go with it. They reposted it and whatnot. Did the same thing for the blue out, and the marketing team is just picking it up and running with it.
Yeah. But
So Caleb is the marketing team.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
Interesting.
But and then last game we got on here, kind of big-ish game of the week is Houston Auburn. Auburn with no Bruce Pearl, and obviously
They haven't looked good at all. I mean, they've looked fine for an SEC basketball team, but they haven't looked like Auburn teams in the past 3 years.
yeah, and it also said something to me when I was watching the TNT broadcast last week, and it was the Arizona, Florida, and the BYU Villanova games, and it's Bruce Pearl, and they were going through and they're doing their Final Four picks, and they asked Bruce Pearl, they were like, "Do you have Auburn in your Final Four?" And he was like, "Hell no!" And I was like, "Wow, he must think they actually just aren't very good this year." So,
Wait, I didn't even. That's kind of crazy.
so I guess
Competing against the sun, no?
Yeah.
yes, he is.
It just looks like Steve Pearl's like relieved when they win a game sometimes.
So I just don't think Auburn might struggle a little bit this year. Obviously, they lost a ton of talent off that team also, which was a really, really old team too. So,
Good point.
and I just think Houston. I think Kevin Sampson is just. I think he's a great coach.
He's an outstanding coach.
So,
I also really like. I know they just lost, but what's his name over at Texas Tech's coach? I like him a lot. Yeah.
is that Beard?
Nah,
No,
Grant
no.
McCausland.
He's at Texas now.
Yeah, he's at Texas now.
Oh.
Grant McCausland. Like all the stuff that comes out of their campus, I like it a lot.
The
a lot of
the
good stuff.
coaching carousel of people bouncing around from Texas State school to other Texas State schools in sports is kind of crazy. When you think
With the baseball coach too,
when you think about
Schloss or whatever.
Schlossnagel, it's wild.
But yeah, so that's this week in basketball. Next week or now, would you guys want to throw in some end of the year preseason / after week 1 picks for just like national champion? We don't need to
Basketball.
for basketball.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all good. I mean, they can't get any worse than our football ones. So.
No, football. Our football.
Yeah,
My
those were
football
bad.
suck.
Who'd you pick, Brandon?
For the Natty?
Yeah,
I think
Texas.
Texas or Georgia?
Timmy, who'd you pick?
I think I picked Texas.
Obviously, me and Ben.
Ours are better. Yeah, I was about to say ours are better than you guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Ours still have a
sucks.
chance.
Mine
Ours still have a
sucks.
chance.
Mine has a
I should've
chance
placed
if
a
literally
few.
every single football team in the United States just ceases to exist.
Dies. Yeah, that's a good point. Every team marshals.
Oh my God!
Other than Akron.
And North Carolina, we beat North Carolina.
It was a
Um,
bad game. It was an off day.
I'm so glad we had a scrimmage that day and I didn't have to watch that shit show.
Okay.
Basketball natty pick.
Ben's probably got to think. We can probably all go and like give like a 10-minute explanation, and Ben will get back to us after that.
Can I just say, how about can we give 3? Everybody gets 3.
Oh, I love that. I love
Okay,
that.
that's fine. That's good with me.
Okay.
But we'll do Final Four. How about that? We'll just do Final
How
Four.
about-
Just pick your final 4.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I can do that.
So we get 4 teams.
You get 4.
I can do that really. I can do that really easy. I think.
Yeah, that's how that works, Brandon.
All right, Ben, you get it first then. If it's
All right. If I can do that easy, I'm thinking Houston, Michigan State, Illinois, and Arizona. So that's my final 4.
Okay.
Oh, I pick him on right now.
Yeah.
did Bama make it to the Final Four last year?
No.
It
It was all 1 seeds. I remember that.
Okay. I can. I mean, not taking your own team is kind of wild, right?
No, I mean I've got to be objective here.
Ben, who'd you pick?
Had a guard go down with a
Fuck
broken arm.
Fuck that. I'll go Houston, Texas Tech. Houston, Texas Tech, Duke, and then whoever the else fuck decides to show up. Houston, Texas Tech, Duke. Scroll down. I don't like any of those
I know you don't like
teams.
any of that. Yeah.
I mean, and then somebody that's not on there, like I feel like,
Look at the
oh, good comms. Hate all this too. Give me Houston, Texas Tech, St. John's, Duke.
Timmy, you can go. I'll go.
I'm gonna go Houston, Purdue,
Do it.
Memphis.
I think UCF's got a good shot.
And Ole Miss.
What the fuck?
That's something.
Memphis
is
is
not
even like receiving votes right now.
Just wait.
Is Mikey Williams on Memphis now?
No, he
he's on like
plays for
Sacramento State. No, can I get Sacramento State instead of Memphis? Please, can I get Sacramento State?
sure. Instead of Memphis, you can have
Yes.
Sacramento State.
Let's go.
God, that's crazy. Let's see. I'm gonna
That's a
go.
lot.
I have Houston.
Yeah, we all have Houston.
I just think okay.
I mean, we
Duke.
all think
Purdue.
he's gonna do.
Yeah, just pick the other top 4 team. Why don't you, Smitty?
No,
Duke's not that far.
Duke's 4.
Oh shit.
Do it, Smitty.
I got Arizona.
Yeah, good point.
Sheep.
I think
So lame.
Ben, who was your 4?
it was Houston, Illinois, Arizona, and Michigan State. I think if I had to
I do like Illinois.
I think if
Illinois
you
game.
had to make me pick like one team to win the Natty, and I know they're ranked number 1 right now, I really think it's Houston's year. Like, I really think that team is fundamentally sound, plays the game really, really well together. Now they got a bunch of athletes.
Yeah.
But like more than anything, it's like kind of like the last. It feels like the last ride for
The core group that they got.
yeah
I would agree with that.
for the core group that they got and for Kelvin Sampson. Like he's getting up there. I feel like it's like one of the last. It should, if they win, it should be his last season.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance that happens.
Sure.
But I kind of agree. I'd say right now I'd probably pick Houston.
Excuse me. I do like. I know I didn't put Illinois in mine, but I really like the Illinois team.
But I think Duke's gonna be really good this year. I just really like Shire, and I didn't like Coach K.
They don't have Colin Knible this year though, so kind of out on them.
But I really like Shire. I mean, obviously Coach K is the greatest college basketball coach ever, and I respect everything he was able to do. But I like Shire as just a figure better than I liked Coach K.
Yeah, I think most everybody would agree with you on that one, except for like Duke fans. Like everybody outside of Duke, I think would agree with you on that one. He's just like a refreshing kind of like coach.
Yeah. But I think he's a really good coach. I think the Boozer twins are both good. I think they got a good team, and they always seem to get their freshmen to gel better than pretty much any other team in the country.
We have a lot of depth this year, and he's actually playing a lot of guys this year. Where like last year when things got like tough, like it was a 7-8 man rotation max. Like this year, like against Texas, we played, I'm pretty sure 10 dudes saw like good time. So it's like, I think that's gonna pay off at the end of the year.
Yeah. Clemson, in all 3 games that they've played this year, not that this matters, but Ben, you might find this funny. Clemson's done full 5-man rotations for every single sub that they've made for all 3 games they've played. They've made full 5-man rotations.
Sick as fuck. That's dope.
Because North Carolina used to do it.
Yeah. Well, when Roy got pissed, he used to do it. He would just
Well, the first time Clemson did it, I was like, is Brownell just mad? Like, is he just pulling everybody because he's mad? And like we were playing like, I don't know, some shitter that we were beating by a ton. And then the next 2 games, he's just continued to do it. He's running like a 12-man rotation and just making full 5-man changes.
I have a very vivid memory of Roy Williams pulling the starters like 4 minutes into the game versus some non-conference like local shitter, and Stillman White is running the point with a backup quarterback on our football team, being the like guy that we're getting the ball to every time we go down the court. And it's like, why the fuck are 5 white guys on the court right now, and Harrison Barnes is sitting on the fucking bench? It's like, what the fuck is going on? And it's not even like we were losing the game. We had just like put up like 4 points in 4 minutes, and Roy was pissed. And it was like, all right, like this is sick.
Timmy, how's Oregon's basketball team going to be this year?
They beat Hawaii by 1.
They should be pretty good though.
They're decent. What's his name? Jackson Shellstad, the point guard, is hurt right now.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough on the Big Ten than it would have been in the Pac-12.
I still think they'll end up making their way into the top like 6 teams in the Big Ten at the end of the year.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, they're decent. They're nothing special, but
Decent.
yeah.
Kind of one team that none of us put in the Final Four that I was kind of like was one of the teams that I was borderline had was actually Louisville.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I just don't know if that style of offense is going to be sustainable through 5 or 6 tournament games.
I was just really impressed by their defense. I mean, I thought they played really good defense on what has been a really good offense in the past in Kentucky and Mark Pope. So
I would agree with it being a very good offense in the past. I don't think Kentucky's offense is that good this year, though. Obviously, like they lost some key shooters from last year's team, specifically Kobe Bryant. But the biggest concern for me about Louisville is just how much they shoot the 3, and if that's not going down one tournament game, then it's over.
Yeah. The teams that I kind of had right outside of mine were Bama, Louisville, and then Illinois were the kind of the 3 that I was also considering in mind. So
I just switch back to football ACC Network college football just posted a thing. The most likely ACC championship games for the ACC.
Yeah.
Well, Duke versus Georgia Tech, 25% chance. Georgia Tech versus Virginia, 16% chance. Duke versus SMU, 13% chance. Georgia Tech versus SMU, 11% chance. And then SMU versus Virginia and Duke versus Virginia are both less than 10%. But
that might mean that Duke would have the tiebreaker over SMU, is what I would assume.
I got no idea, dude.
Because that means
I'm just reading.
I'm just saying based off what those numbers are. If we were saying that the odds are is that SMU and Louisville would both win out, or SMU,
I think the big thing is just our schedule is easier than everybody else's.
Yeah.
Or at least they're expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Kind of like I was saying earlier.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's week whatever it was.
Before we break, and
Like
go
10
out,
or something like that.
is it worth mentioning ACC soccer at all, with it being the
No,
conference
don't
tournament?
care. Don't care. Could not care
You
less.
can.
I was just going to mention how
And don't act like you guys care either.
I don't care that much. But
I know what's going on because my dad watches it, but
I think it's very interesting that only one top 5 seed is still in the tournament.
It's UVA, right?
Yeah, UVA is number 1, and they beat North Carolina to go to the semifinals.
Yeah, 'cause then it's
Cal's number 12, Syracuse is number 6, and SMU's number 7.
Yeah,
that are all in carry this week for the tournament, which I think is like.
No, I mean ACC soccer is legit. They'll probably end up having a bunch of top seeds. So
I think there's 9 women's soccer teams in the field.
I think that's right. I think I saw
It's either 9 or 10 for the NCAAs.
I think men's might actually end up getting more than that.
Yeah. Definitely not as many hosts, though. Definitely not as many hosts.
Well, the tournament's set up different.
True.
Women's do a whole bunch of weird, like they set it up like, I mean, it's obviously still a bracket, but they seed teams, like they seed 8 teams in each bracket. They do 4 sets, kind of like basketball does. Guys, it's like more like baseball. It's like 16 host teams.
Gotcha.
But you don't host all, like you don't, like you could technically not be a seeded team and still host a first round game. I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm not really sure, but okay, well, that's it for this week. We can get into more basketball and stuff. New season starting up, football's starting to wind down. We still got till January.
So, a while.
Yeah, it's like football's not winding down at all. I mean,
Football's
it's
picking
getting
up,
going,
man.
yeah.
But I mean,
Live.
everybody's played 9 games. It's crazy to think that the NFL just hit the midway part of the season, and
Yeah, that's the part that's like, I remember the week 1 like it was yesterday.
football season does feel like it's gone very fast.
Honestly, both. Like,
I would have said that. I would have said the opposite, but
Yeah,
I thought Kate Public's run against Pitt was 3 years ago. It was last year.
Yeah, it was last year. We were sitting in my house watching it.
our house.
You remember that?
Yeah, our house. My fault. Sorry, Timmy.
Oh.
Jeez, you had roommates.
Should we shout out the other roommate? Hey, Eric.
Big ham.
Eric.
Hey, Eric. We know you're not listening to this, but hey.
Okay, that'll be it for. I think it's episode 10, but
I think so.
Double
9 or
digits.
10.
Wow.
I think we've definitely it's either 10 or 11. It's definitely either 10 or 11.
Whoa, it's either 11 or 12.
Okay, let's just cut it while we're here. Let's just,
Oh, we're still recording.
Episode 10.
There we go.
good enough.